A new statewide poll has Ken Paxton, Chip Roy, Don Huffines, and Sid Miller all leading in their GOP primary contests. This is Thursday, February 12th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome into Thursday. The Texas Minute is focused on the Lone Star State so that you can be more informed and therefore more effective as a citizen. To that end, let's get into today's news. A new statewide survey from the University of Houston's Hobby School of Public Affairs looks at the competitive Republican primaries. In the race for Attorney General, U.S. Representative Chip Roy leads with 33%, followed by State Senator Mays Middleton, State Senator Joan Huffman, and former DOJ official Aaron Wrights in fourth place. Undecideds make up 25%. For the comptroller nomination, former State Senator Don Huffines leads with 33%, followed by Railroad Commissioner Christy Craddock. Interim Comptroller Kelly Hancock is in third place, followed by Michael Berenga. Nearly 30% of GOP primary voters are undecided. Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller is polling at 48%, well ahead of his challenger Nate Sheets. It is worth noting that 34% of voters are undecided in that race. Finally, the Republican U.S. Senate race appears on track for a runoff. Attorney General Ken Paxton leads with 38%, followed by incumbent John Cornyn at 31%, and U.S. Representative Wesley Hunt at 17%. Undecideds there are 12%. In hypothetical runoffs, Paxton leads both Cornyn and Hunt. Now, it's worth noting that early voting begins next Tuesday on February 17th, and the primary election day is March 3rd. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a lawsuit against Snap Incorporated, alleging that the company has misled parents about the safety of Snapchat while exposing minors to sexual content, drug activity, profanity, and addictive design features. According to the lawsuit, the company markets Snapchat in the Apple App Store as being suitable for 12 and older and characterizes content involving profanity, sexual material, nudity, drugs, and alcohol as infrequent or mild. The state alleges, though, that those representations are false, citing an investigation in which a 13-year-old test account was able to readily access explicit and inappropriate content. Paxton is seeking civil penalties of up to $10,000 per violation from the California-based company. During a hearing this week of the U.S. House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution and Limited Government, Chairman Chip Roy described Sharia law as incompatible with state and federal law.
Sharia encourages violence, silences dissent, rejects religious freedom, and subjugates women and children. Let's be clear. This is not about having the freedom of worshiping a religion of one's choosing, such as Islam, but forcing a foreign legal code that is incompatible with our laws and legal system that provides unwanted consequences to the American people. It's everything we've fought against for more than 250 years.
The Democrats on the committee argued that any proposed legislation intended to keep the Islamification of the country in check is a violation of the First Amendment. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
Texas Supreme Court heard arguments yesterday in the case of a young woman trying to sue a gender mutilation clinic for malpractice. Soren Aldalco is seeking more than $1 million in damages from a transgender clinic she claims she was taken advantage of by the proponents of gender mutilation. The question for the court regards the timing of her lawsuit under Texas medical malpractice laws and not the merits of her case. Aldalco's lawyers contend the lawsuit was properly filed within 2 years of her medical transition, while defendants argue the limitations period began with a counselor's letter first suggesting the surgery. The defendant's argument claims the clock is ticking for victims to file suit before they've even suffered a harm that allows them to do so. The justices seem to agree with Hidalgo's legal team that a limitation period cannot begin before the plaintiff has suffered a concrete injury that opens the door to civil liability. A ruling is not expected for several weeks. You can find the details on that story and the others mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Brandon Waltons, Addie Hovland, and Travis Morgan. Our producer is Nick Shepard. If you enjoy the Texas Minute, please give us a rating, leave a review, and share it with your friends. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go make it a great day.